Hi guys, it's Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and I am here with you for my last new moon astro forecast of the year. Goodbye 2019. Don't let the door hit ya. Okay. I actually have to say that, like there's always a little bit of excitement starting a new year. I completely, for some reason, I've been trying to avoid all the hype about starting a whole new decade. But gosh darn it, that's what's happening. Okay, it's kind of exciting. 2020 is finally here, okay? I'm a child of the 80s. You know how much that was definitely something a part of the collective consciousness, okay? When we were growing up, 2020 was just sort of this year of promise, this year of vision, okay? And you guys, we're coming up on it. All right. So, what is your vision? Where does your promise lie? Is one of the issues that's definitely surrounding this new moon in Capricorn. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you know, this time around, I am doing something a little different. I'm going to go ahead and make a video for every single sign for this new moon, okay? Part of that is just because it's the last one of the year. It's covering a period that's taking us into the new year, 2020, and we just got some really big things going on. All of December 2019 has just been full of wild, crazy transits, okay? Just from all over the place, all right? These planets have been busy. They've been doing too much. But it's really been ultimately in order to get us to leave behind anything that is not going to be constructive in 2020 and beyond, okay? In our new vision of where we are headed, okay? So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do the astro forecast once, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to have to try to, maintain focus on my notes multiple times, okay? I don't know if you guys know this. I always start my astro forecast and reading by making notes. They take different shapes. And then basically when I'm making the notes is when I begin to get some intuitive messages. And I'm going to talk to you guys about the messages that have been coming to me and how that ties in with the sort of just factual forecast that comes along with this astrology, okay? But also, it's always just sort of this balance between my logical brain, which made the notes and wants to read them and communicate logically to you, and then, of course, the intuitive mind, which is getting all of these messages and images that are really meant to support the logical messages, but at the same time, it's just kind of hard to navigate back and forth between those two gears. So pardon my spaciness. Thank you for being here. If you don't want to watch this, you don't have to, obviously. This whole YouTube experience is voluntary. But if you're looking for tarot readings, just those are coming up, okay? I got different videos. I'll have one for every sign for the new moon period going into 2020, which basically is from December 26th to January 10th, okay? Today is the solstice. Happy solstice to ya, okay? I talked a little while ago, I think it was in my Samhain reading, which is the Happy Pagan New Year. It's in there. You can go back and look at it, actually. I might do the same, okay? But it was this myth that I had come across in the amongst the Celtic and Irish people, is the phrase I want to use, that the sun and the moon are depicted as, sort of the divine masculine and divine feminine, okay? Like the husband and wife, mother and father energy, so to speak, okay? Because the moon is very, very feminine and the sun is very masculine, okay? And so the story that comes along with this cycle, basically, of the autumnal equinox to the winter solstice is there's this story about the moon mourning the loss or absence of her husband, the sun, until the solstice comes when he returns, okay? So basically that's a metaphor for the fact that the days are now equal. Okay, day and night are now equal, and we are going to be, actually, that's not what I meant to say, you guys. See, I'm getting everything confused. That's what an equinox is, okay, is when the day and night are equal. The solstice is basically when night is the longest it's going to be, okay? So in other words, relative to the night, the day is beginning to return, okay? Days are beginning to get a little bit longer. The sunshine is coming back, okay, so to speak. So for a lot of you guys, if you look back to what was going on around the end of October, was there something that you had to put down for a little while that you maybe weren't very happy about? That is ready to get picked back up, okay? This is the opportunity. This is the time when any project that you had to put down, it is now going to be a good time to begin to think about picking that back up, okay? But as time progresses, we're constantly changing, we're constantly maturing, especially during this December cycle. Boom. Lots of karmic cycles playing out, okay? Saturn energy is very, very strong. And Saturn in the tarot is actually the world card. That is the end of the fool's journey, okay? All right, so it's time to put a lot of things to rest so that we can begin either a new journey or the next step in the journey that we are working towards, but we're just going to do it smarter this time. That's the best part, okay? We're just going to do it smarter this time, okay? And so, in fact, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, okay? All right. Okay. All right. You guys, I'm sure it's obnoxious for you to watch, but I am literally talking to myself and how I can get through these notes, okay? Let me go ahead and just talk about what are the planetary transits that we're going through that are leading up to this new moon, and then I'll talk about the fact that this new moon is followed by an eclipse. And then we're going to have another one in 2 weeks, okay? Eclipse energies are very, very strong. Okay, very, very strong. So these sort of like new beginnings, this idea of moving forward from a wiser place, being able to pick back up things that we might have had to put down. The universe is working very hard. That's why these planets are doing so much. The universe is really working hard to make sure that when we pick that thing back up, whenever we get back to building whatever it is that we're trying to build, that we're doing it from a smarter place. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with tomorrow is the 22nd to me. Whenever I don't know when this will get uploaded, probably tonight. Okay, so on the 22nd, the sun is moving into Capricorn and Venus is moving into Aquarius. Okay, so we got a lot of movement going on. Just between signs, okay? But like basically when you look at the total number of planets in Capricorn, that has not changed, okay? Venus moved along and the sun has moved in, okay? Mercury is going to be in Capricorn on the 29th, okay? So that's when it's like serious Capricorn party time. Those planets are going to be making us learn so many lessons, you guys, but it's all so that we can have a better foundation moving forward, okay? All right, let me get a drink and I'll continue. So we got these movements with the sun and Venus. Mars is going to sextile Pluto. That is on Sunday the 22nd, which is, of course, just leading up to this new moon. And that is like, it's not the worst aspect. Like, it's not out to get us at all, but it might kind of trigger us in a way, okay? Or make us realize that what we're putting our energy into isn't really subconsciously what we want, okay? So that's a thing that can happen. Then we are going to have, the sun is going to trine Uranus. You guys, all these planets that come into Capricorn right now, I feel like I got this image of like, you know, there's a party and like Saturn's there and Pluto there and Jupiter's there. And it's like, oh, hey, look, sun just got here. Look, like here we are in Capricorn season. Sun just got here. Come on in, sun. And the sun comes in And right around the corner, at 2 degrees of Taurus, Uranus is like, boo, hey, what's up? I'm here, okay? So the Uranus is not obviously in Capricorn, but it's in a place in Taurus that as all these planets are moving into Capricorn, they're trining Uranus, okay? And Uranus is basically trying to give these planets a jump start, if you will. All right. So Uranus is very unpredictable energy. It wants to break out of that which binds it. It wants to break away from any labels or structures or rigid systems. It is the planet of revolution. Okay. So I've got that going on. Okay. Uranus is definitely at play this week as we have all these things, as we have the sun moving into Capricorn and then the moon meeting up with it almost immediately after. Okay. So let's see. There's actually going to be a solar eclipse on the 25th, and then the moon is going to be new in Capricorn on the 26th. The very next day, it's going to conjunct Jupiter in Capricorn, okay, on the 27th. So just a lot of stuff going on in the very early degrees of Capricorn. And also, don't forget, Saturn and Pluto are in those later degrees of Capricorn. And that's the biggest thing. You want to talk about new year, new you, okay? This video here is sort of my Christmas gift to you guys, my solstice gift to you guys, all right? My New Year's gift to you guys, I'm going to talk about this Saturn Pluto conjunction, which is exact on the 12th, because that is a tremendous energy, okay? That is really when we're going to be closing out these cycles that are truly going to allow for a new us in 2020, okay? So a lot of these energies, they're just very important. They can be very, Scorpio season was very transformative. It kind of had to like, I see like a field of crops that's being burnt so that when you can go and you go to plant the next crop, that earth is very fertile, okay? That's kind of the season. We're ready to grow new things out of this dirt now, okay, basically, all right? So there's a lot of transformation in Scorpio season. That little tiny glimpse of Sagittarius season we got was really about shaping that vision. And now that we're well into Capricorn season, it is about planting those seeds, laying the foundation for what is yet to come. But let's talk about a motherfucking eclipse and what that does. Okay. Now, eclipses, you guys, they can have a similar energy to Uranus, okay? They're like these little tiny tower moments, all right? And I'm going to talk about the eclipses that we had in 2019 and the ones that we've got coming up in 2020, because there's a total of 10 of them in 2019 and 20. And 4 of them are in Capricorn. 4 of them are in Cancer as well, okay? So what's important about the relationship between Cancer and Capricorn is that they are both cardinal signs, okay? They are very much about having and nourishing and building a strong foundation from which you can launch your ventures, okay? Right? Making sure that you have a safe home environment or a safe anchor, a space from which you can go out into the world and travel, okay? And that is something that Cancer is very much associated with the mother, and it's 4th house energy, it's the home, okay? Capricorn, however, is, it's a builder energy, okay? So it's almost like the home that you've created for yourself rather than the one that you grew up in and the one that just makes you feel comfortable, okay? It's that which you have built for yourself, all right? Whereas Cancer is that which nurtures you, okay? But they're both cardinal signs. So they like to start things, okay? They like to initiate and they like to build, okay? Eclipses like to come along and create these little tower moments. Solar eclipses will often reveal something to you in your outside world, okay? These are these moments that will often, where's the note that I had? Either come along and knock something out of your hand that you're building. Let's say you're building a, I'm just seeing somebody building like a little pyramid with cups, okay? And somebody comes along and just like knocks it down. That's what an eclipse can do, okay? Or maybe you're building it and you have this inner eureka moment that's like, oh my God, I'm doing this all wrong. Let me go back and do this differently, okay? So solar eclipses are often, or you're building a tower and somebody comes along and hands you the exact piece that you needed at that time, okay? Those are the ways in which eclipses can interact. Eclipse in a cardinal sign can interact with what it is that we're trying to build, okay? So solar eclipses will often show you something that you didn't know about the external world, the world around you. Lunar eclipses will often show you something that you didn't know about yourself, okay? So that's going to happen. That lunar eclipse is actually going to happen in Cancer on January 10th. And that's when we're going to have our Cancer full moon. All right. This eclipse on the 25th is a solar eclipse in Capricorn. Okay. So I feel like you're going, the potential energy that this eclipse carries with it is some sort of sudden revelation or sudden realization about the resources, the possibilities, the avenues that are open to you, the things that are available to you in order to help you with whatever it is that you want to build. Okay? Whatever it is that you're trying to build, your vision for where you're headed in 2020 and beyond. Okay? Yay. I feel like I'm really proud of myself that I made those into words that make sense. Okay. But I got to tell you the truth. I'm a little scared of this. Okay. Just because if you look back, and like I said I was going to do this. Okay. I'm going to talk about the eclipses that we had in 2019 and 20. I want to talk about the dates. All right. 2019, we had, because eclipses will happen. There's usually a solar and a lunar about 2 weeks apart from each other. And then the next eclipse is usually going to be about 6 months later. Okay. Give or take. All right. So in January 2019, on the 5th, we had a solar eclipse in Capricorn. That's what we've got coming up on the 25th. Okay. So think back to the very beginning, the very first week of 2019. Okay. What happened in your world that helped you build whatever it is that you've been working on for all of 2019? All right. January 20th, we had a lunar eclipse in the very first degree of Leo. In July 2nd, there was a solar eclipse in Cancer. July 16th, we had a lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So that was probably something that caused us to be very realistic about how we were moving forward, okay, on the topics of like, what are we building or investing in? What is it that makes us feel powerful and grounded? That's something else that's very important about Capricorn energy, okay? So in 2019, 3 out of our 5 eclipses happened in Capricorn, all right? And that was very intentional because whatever it is that you're building is something that you're going to be working on for a very long time. And it's going to have, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and Saturn is what matures us, okay? So throughout the process of you developing this project, whatever project it is that you're trying to begin right now, it's a long-term project and it's going to grow you up a lot. It's going to mature you a lot in the process. In fact, as I was taking these notes about what this means, you know, because first it starts with the realization, okay, wow, 3 out of these 5 eclipses in 2019 were in Capricorn. What does that mean? And that's when I start to get messages about foundations, and then I start to see visions. I mean, I get these scenes in my mind, okay? I start to see visions. I mean, I'm not lying to you guys. And they were showing me like a kid building something, and then another kid comes along and, like, you know, knocks down their blocks. And then they showed me two children on the beach and they're trying to build a sand castle, and then the water comes up and carries it away. And so they're like, that's okay. We've still got this mission. Let's build the sand castle together. But we're going to get up and we're going to move over here and we're going to try it over here. And it's just a matter of time before, you know, like if that's the wrong place to build it, then that now they learned, okay? Then the wave's going to come and wash it away, and now they learn. And that's what tower moments are for, you guys, all right? If you're building something and the foundation is not strong enough, the universe will come along and shut it down, okay? Because if it's really meant to be built, it's meant to be built in a different way, all right? Okay, so a lot of the projects that we felt we had to put down a couple months ago, we're ready to pick it back up right now, is because we have the new resources, the new skills, the new perspective. We've done the healing, we've done the planning, we've done whatever it takes. We've cleared things out of the way that were keeping us from being able to build it right. All right, so that is all very abstract, but of course it has to be in order for it to be a collective energy that applies to us all. All right, if you're interested in something more specific, definitely book me for a personal reading. Y'all, I got so much time. I'm on 2 weeks vacation, okay? Hit me up. All of my readings right now, I don't do video. I'm not trying to send anybody a video of a reading. They're going to be live during via Messenger or Skype. And those are definitely opportunities to delve into some of these same topics, but just very specifically in your life. Okay, what are some perspectives or lessons or resources that you can be looking for when it comes to building the thing that you want to build? Okay, because essentially an eclipse, here's my last note that I've got for you guys here. Okay, in 2020, by the way, I said I'd talk about that too. We've got the January 10th lunar eclipse in Cancer. In June, on the 5th, we have a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. And a solar eclipse in Cancer. It's going to be right on top of my Venus, yo, on June 20th, okay? Then November 30th, we have a lunar eclipse in Gemini. And then we'll wrap up the year with a solar eclipse in Sagittarius in 2020, okay? So what's important about that, instead of cardinal energies, we've got these mutable energies that are going to help us check in on whatever we're building and tweak it and change it and move things around as we need to. That's what mutable energy is good for transmuting and transforming things, okay? So nonetheless, here's my last note that I wanted to share with you guys. These eclipses visually in the sky, like scientifically what's happening is you have a meeting of the sun and the moon, okay? And the sun is this masculine energy that represents our external world, okay? The truths, which we can observe, they're out here. We can see them with our eyes, all right? And the moon represents the feminine, the internal, the things that we know by going within, okay? Those two things meet, and one eclipses the other, okay? So something about the truth of the outside world might be eclipsing what it is that you know in here to be true, but just you wait, okay? Because on January 10th, we're going to have that full moon in Cancer, and that is all about our intuition, about our heart, about our moon space. Okay, so if you feel like something emotional in you is being shut down during this solar eclipse, okay, and it's Christmas, you guys, okay, blessings and prayers to all of you, because it's not, Christmas is not a great time for a lot of people, okay? If you feel like there's something in you that you're having a hard time to deal, like emotionally, that you're having a hard time dealing with, give it a couple of weeks. And I feel like that full moon energy is really going to bring to light some solutions when it comes to that. Okay. So that's your astro forecast, guys. I'm going to go ahead and jump into making up some videos with your tarot readings for the Capricorn new moon period from December 26th to January 10th. Happy solstice to you guys. Happy eclipse season. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. I love you all, and thank you so much for being here with me at Soul School.